Hello, my name is Preston Tanner, and today we're going to be talking about how you can 3D print racing parts just like this. Now, I broke this video down into 5 major sections. The first section is what exactly you need in order to begin 3D printing. The second is how to design 3D prints just like this. The third is how to actually make this part print. The fourth is any troubleshooting you might have when you try to get this part to print on your 3D printer. And last but not least, we're going to talk about how to get a part that looks like this and turn it into a part that looks like this. Now don't forget to like and subscribe below. Now you're going to need a 3D printer, and the 3D printer that I recommend is a Bambu Lab P1S. This is what I will use in this example, and the other big thing you're going to need is a computer. And the computer that I use in this example is a MacBook Air. Last but not least, here are the things we are going to need in order to make the nut certs work. On the far left, the nut certs. Next to that are the bolts that we use for the nut certs and the set screw. Below that is a heat gun in order to get the nut certs pushed into our part. And all the way to the far right is a deburring tool. Alright, so let's go up here to File, go to Open, and we're going to open up the part that we want. So now in mine is Air 12.5B. And that is the back of the clamp for the bar. So here's a little side shot of it. Now we'll close out of that. Go over to File. Now we're going to Open, and we'll go to the front. So we'll go PD Products, A, Air 1.25, and then we'll go Air 1.25 Front. Open that up, and so that's kind of the other part of it. Now, I didn't want to get too much into the designing part of it because I kind of just wanted to show you guys a holistic approach. In a future video, I will be showing you guys how I made this part exactly, but for now, here's kind of an overview of what it would look like in the software. Alright, so let's go to the Bambu Lab Slicer. So first, we're going to go to up here to Add Part. Now we're going to find the air valve holder. So we will go over here. Give me a second. Where is it at? No. There it is. Yep. OneDrive. Then we'll go down to PD Products. Go down to Parts. Go to A. There it is. Air 5, 1.25. And we'll do the back part first. Yes. Go to Add Part. Go to the front. Yes. And we will arrange it into the orientation that Bambu Slicer wants. Now we'll go to Device. Go to printer number 2. Now back to Prepare. We're going to choose our printer. So if we chose number 2, yep, that is the P1S. Then we go down to the filament preset. And so here's what the calibrated V2 is. So let me go back into filament. Yep. I'll click on the gray one. That's the one I want. But I'll click on the green one. And then we'll go to 1/2/2024. Then there's the flow ratio, and that's what I changed. And then the nozzle, which I changed to 265, and the bed plate to 70. Alright, so now check the brim, make sure there's no brim on. Nope, we're good. So go to Slice Plate. And that is how you guys successfully print. And make sure you click number 2. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to use the Bambu Lab P1S to print the part that we want. So I'm going to go over to the display right here, and I already clicked it, but I turned the temperature up to 170, and the reason being is because when you open this up and you look up at the nozzle from the previous print, there's a little bit left on that nozzle. So what I'm going to do, take a pair of tweezers, just pull that off nice and gently. All right, so the last thing that we're going to want to do is take some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, and we're going to wipe the bed down. Now the reason we do this is because when I take 3D prints off, my fingers have oil on them, and that oil prevents the plastic from sticking to the bed perfectly. So I'll give that a good wipe. I will close the door, and now we're ready to print, so stay tuned. All right, so the print just got done. Now let's go check it out. So I'm going to pull the build plate up, pull it out, shut the door. So as you can see, this piece was printed perfect. So now what we're going to do, take the build plate, pop it like that, pop it like that. Yep. Now if that doesn't get all of it, you can do it the other way. And there we go. Now we have both parts. So now let's check them out. So there's a little bit right there, but we can get that off with one of these tools. All right, now that this piece is done and there's no problems, we're going to skip the troubleshooting part for now, but I will list a link down below that will lead you to Bambu's website if you have any problems. And please message me if you have any problems using a Bambu printer, and I will try my best to help you guys get that resolved. So now let's go into the final part. All right, now that we got these final pieces done, we're going to go into what it takes in order to get this to be a functional piece that I can put on my race car. So now that I have the final pieces, I'm going to take a lighter, and any strings or loose plastic that didn't get melted properly, I just take a lighter and those little frays and stuff just burn off. Then I will clean this little piece out right there and this overhang, because the 3D printers tend to struggle with overhangs if you don't do any support, and I've never had good luck getting support inside circles, so I leave it without, and then I just use this tool right here with this little end on it, little sharp end, and I just scrape it on out and it's good to go. All right, so now this piece is has a set screw and then 2 screws to bolt it down onto the bar. So first we're going to set the set screw nutsert. So this is the nutsert. What I do is I put it on this heater gun and wait for it to warm up a little bit. Then I just let the heat do the work, and then typically I will try to wash from the inside, and that way I can kind of get a better angle of where this is headed. All right, there it goes. Yep, it's coming just like it should. All right, so now that I got it where I want it, I'm gonna go over here and grab these, and I'm going to take it on the back side, and just where that plastic just barely overlaps, I'm just going to pull that out real quick. That's a big piece. Got that one. And yeah, it's a little hot, don't do that. That down just like that. All right, now we got our nutsert for our set screw. So now the next step is to get the 2 nutserts that go in this part so we can clamp it onto the car. So I will take this same heat gun, put this nutsert just like this. Keep my hands away from the nutsert that we just put in, because that thing was very hot. Don't recommend doing that. All right, now that it's heated up a little bit, we're going to put it right on the end, and we're going to melt it just right on into the piece. Almost there. And once it becomes a little past flush, perfect. Put the next one on. And let this one get a little bit of heat. And so what I like to do is, as soon as I get this next one put in here, I like to hurry up and try to get the bolts and the clamp on, and that way with the little bit of heat still left in it, it'll really want to just tighten up exactly where it kind of wants to be. So we almost got this one. Let's see if I can bring it in and show you guys. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to unplug my heater gun. That way I never forget, or try not to forget. So put these two pieces together. Take my two bolts, put them in our piece. Take my Allen wrench and tighten that one down, and then tighten this one down. I don't get it very hard because it's going to come off as soon as the person gets it, but that way it kind of settles in where it wants to, and then adjust it a little bit. And perfect. So now we got the two clamp bolts nice and snug. Then I go over here to my extra pile assortment and get the set screw in place. There we go, it started. Run this thing all the way in. And perfect. There you go, guys. Here's a finished product of how to create 3D racing printed parts. Thank you, guys. All right, now I hope you have a better understanding on how I was able to produce this 3D printed part for my race car. A few things to highlight is the computer, the Bambu printer, the Fusion 360 software, and the Bambu Slicer. Those are the four major things you're going to need to be able to produce this. Now, let's talk about something we didn't talk about in the rest of the video, and that's cost. So I got my MacBook. I went out to Best Buy and I bought the cheapest one, so around $1,000, I think. It was 8 GB RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and got a 500 gigabyte solid state drive, and that was around $1,200 to $1,300. And then the P1S with the AMS is around $1,000, and the Fusion 360 is about, I think, $500 to $600 range, and then the Bambu Slicer is free. So what do you think? $1,000, $1,000, $2,000, $2,600. So you're looking at $2,600 to $3,000 to replicate this, and it's quite expensive for someone just trying to get in. But assuming you already have a laptop, even if it's 8 GB RAM and doesn't have the most storage, you're still able to do this. So hopefully you're looking more about the $1,000 to $1,600 range. And I do know that some schools offer the SolidWorks Student Edition if Fusion 360 isn't in your budget. But yeah, so guys, I hope you were able to understand how I do this, and hope to keep making good videos for you guys, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Thank you.